The crypto market rallied after we saw Grayscale winning its lawsuit versus the SEC. And now the big question that investors have is this going to last? Are we going to see the rally continue where Bitcoin is going to reach record highs? Or are things going to come crashing back down to levels we saw in November and December of 2022? So today's video, I want to address the most important things that have come out. We've seen major reports come out from Bloomberg with regard to a Bitcoin ETF. We've seen new reports come out from Robinhood and major institutions about what you need to know. So when we're looking at the crypto fear and greed index, we've seen an entire flip. Right now, the crypto fear and greed index is in the neutral territory when previously for the last few weeks, it had been in the fear territory. This is a good sign. This is signaling a flip and a change of sentiment and more bullish news for the market. When you're seeing this historically, whenever we have seen crypto fear and greed index rise and we start to see it get out of fear, get into neutral, into even greed, the market follows. This is a pretty tightly correlated chart to what is going on with the overall crypto market. So it is very good to see that we are now in the neutral territory. When we're looking at a new report that came out from Bloomberg, they said how spot Bitcoin ETF approval is now at a 75% chance of it happening. This is something that is extremely bullish, and a Bloomberg analyst came out and he said that, look, they've upped their odds to 75% of spot Bitcoin ETFs launching this year. 95% of these spot Bitcoin ETFs launching by the end of 2024. They said that they did factor Grayscale's win into their previous odds, but the decisiveness of the recent ruling has increased the odds even more. So this is extremely bullish if you're a crypto investor, and why I think we are going to rally higher versus test new lows, because if we see this positive news come out with regard to the SEC, that is the first bullish catalyst. We saw a bit of a rally. Now what we're going to see is that if we start seeing other bullish news come out, like actual approvals, that's going to help propel the crypto market into its next bull market, help break through highs that we saw earlier in 2023 of right around $31,000 per coin. And this brings us to what we are seeing with the charts. I wanted to quickly interrupt today's video to bring you a word from our channel partner, 3 Commas. 3 Commas is one of the leading automated cryptocurrency trading platforms that help novices, experts, and everyone in between become profitable traders. One of the most difficult things to do in the crypto space is profitably trade. You see what's going on in the market recently, you see market downtrends, you see uptrends, and everyone wants to capitalize on this. Well, with 3 Commas, it allows you to use bots to trade on exchanges instead of wasting your time trying to manually put in each individual chart and trying to guess if the market's going to go up or the market's going to go down. It uses artificial intelligence and their own technology to make profitable trades. This platform has been around since 2017 and we're one of the first companies to automate cryptocurrency trading using bots. They've continuously added new capabilities and new features to their bots since they first launched, and it's also super easy to connect to the exchanges you trade on with an API key. The one thing that you guys know about me is that I'm always trying to find the best cryptocurrency trading bots that allow me to make money despite market conditions. With the massive downtrend we've seen in the market recently, I decided to test out 3 Commas 7-day free trial. I wanted to see what was up with it, and I've already been proven pretty profitable just in these last few days despite what's been going on in the market. So I'm going to throw a link in the description. I think it's definitely worth checking out if you're interested in trading crypto using an automated bot, because not everyone has time to look at charts, and even if you do, you're probably not going to do it profitably. But with 3 Commas, it has proven profitable for me, so I think it's worth checking out. Anyways, let's get back to the program. When we're looking at Bitcoin, we can see that Bitcoin has been trading sideways for quite a while. Since right around March, even end of February 2023, Bitcoin has been trading between $25,000 per coin and $31,000 per coin. So right in between that $6,000 range. Recently, we did see that Bitcoin broke below a key level that we had on the charts, which was 28,500, and it retested a lower level of right around $25,000 per coin. The good news, if you're an investor, is that in the short term, we have seen Bitcoin bounce off of this level right here, and we have seen it actually start to rally back up to a key resistance of 28,500. So if you're a short-term trader, I would keep an eye out on this $28,500 per coin level and a breakthrough of that level. If we see a breakthrough of that, that is an extremely bullish scenario. If not, I would expect another retest of right around $25,000 per coin, which was the low we have seen in the last few weeks. In addition to this with the charts and just looking at a few key levels, when you're looking at what is going on with long-term holders, the key thing here is that long-term holders for Bitcoin, there's a key metric that shows that 40% unmoved in more than 3 years. These Bitcoin holders continue to accumulate. So data from Bitfinex states that long-term holders continue to accumulate Bitcoin with 40% unmoved in more than 3 years, which is an all-time high for that metric. That's just meaning that people who have owned Bitcoin are in it for the long term. They have no plans of selling it anytime soon. And this number of people holding Bitcoin for 3 years or more continues to increase. Interesting thing enough, though, with this metric is that if you're looking at other long-term holders, when you're looking at long-term holders, there is another consistent trend that is happening that reveals a consistent accumulation trend since March of 2023. This is something that is very important, and it shows us that, look, when we're looking at the market, since March of this year, we've continued to see accumulation. We've continued to see people hold Bitcoin for longer and longer periods of times. Some people may argue that this is because people are underwater. They bought Bitcoin in the last bull market, and they're simply losing money. Other people would say that, look, this is a positive metric because it shows us that people have no plans of selling their Bitcoin anytime soon. I'm in the camp of this is a positive metric because if people didn't want to own Bitcoin or they weren't bullish on it, it wouldn't matter even if they lost money. If I wasn't bullish on something, I didn't believe in it, I would sell it even if it's at a loss because you're ultimately still betting that Bitcoin is going to go higher than it is right now. So anyone who holds Bitcoin right now, they ultimately believe it's going to be higher in next year, a few years, than it is right now. So that is why I think this is a very bullish metric. Last few things I want to go over is another piece of information that came out from the Grayscale victory against the SEC. According to Bernstein, they came out and says that Grayscale victory against SEC clears the path for spot Bitcoin ETFs. And according to what they said the ruling likely clears the path for a spot Bitcoin ETF. It is not 100% guaranteed, but they said that the court's decision ultimately gives a fair basis for Grayscale to be treated in line with other Bitcoin ETF applications. And they think that if not by the end of 2023, it is almost guaranteed that we are going to see this happen and an approval happen in early 2024, because now there's really nowhere for the SEC to go. With everything that has happened, they are going to have to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF because the recent court ruling says there's no reason why they aren't approving it. And if they can't come up with a valid reason, well, they're going to have to. So ultimately, this is something that is also very positive. And last thing I do want to go over is with Robinhood. Recently, Robinhood announced a major upgrade to their crypto platform. Robinhood said that their crypto wallet has added Bitcoin and Dogecoin to be available for either, sending or receiving and being able to use that for its wallet. So Robinhood Markets said on Wednesday they added support for Bitcoin and Dogecoin, which increases the capabilities of their crypto wallet beyond just the Ethereum ecosystem. They said that their 6-month-old wallet has hundreds of thousands of users across 140 countries. And ultimately, the wallet was restricted to sending and receiving Ethereum and tokens built on the Ethereum blockchain. But now customers wanted to send more assets, wanted that, aspect of the platform to expand, and now with Robinhood you can use these other blockchains like Dogecoin and Bitcoin. So there's a lot of exciting stuff going on in the market, some good, some bad, but ultimately I am much more bullish on the crypto market now than I was just even a week ago if you're looking at it as a short-term investment. So I'm continuing to add to my position, I'm continuing to buy, and this is something that is pretty exciting. We're seeing all this news come out with Bitcoin ETFs, so I'm excited to see where that goes.